So come back to have another look at these potential scratch marks. Now we'll start, just a wee reminder, they start just about 3 feet and come down to about 1.5 foot. Now a lot of people, as remarked in the previous video, will just look at that and say that's a roe deer. So we need to do a test to see if we can actually make such marks in the bark with roe deer horns. So I bought a pair. Here they are. So the tips, I wouldn't say they were sharp, knife sharp, but they're enough. If you got a poke from them, they would hurt you, but I don't think they would cut you. And that's one of my main points about when I see marks like this, I don't believe it's roe deer. But we're going to put it to a test now. So one thing we've got to think about is the positioning on the head of the roe deer horns. So if we look at that, we can say that's position on the head roughly of that deer. And then we look at the spacing of the points, where the points are. And then you compare it to this, what you can see on the tree here. And then you wonder, well, how would it manage to make marks, lines parallel to each other like that? There would have to be some intention to do it. Now in the videos, on the trail cam videos I've captured of roe deer, when they're rubbing trees, it's just sort of like that, back and forth, or it's the branches they scratch against. And it's never any great force, it's just basically like that. But to do this requires intent and a lot of force. So you would then have to ask yourself, well, why would a roe deer want to make a pattern like this? I don't know. So let's try with the one horn anyway. Let's see what we get. And bear in mind, I don't know what force they'll be using to mark a tree. So this is just my arm. It's going to use that. So, oh God, I'm having no luck here. Okay, you can keep going like that and get a wee mark. Let's see. Keep rubbing up the way. I'm starting to make marks, but it's taking a lot of effort. Okay, so we've got one mark there. Now that is about the width of that. Okay. Now the problem is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 marks here. So, okay, let's try it with the 2 points. That's actually quite harder. Let's see, with the 2 points, I'm only getting the one line again. This is very strange. Trying to think here. Yeah, we could get marks like these from one of these horns. A bigger one, though. It's going to be a lot bigger, the deer that did this, if it is a deer. So let's keep going down the way. Okay, I'll give you a close up now so you can see it better. So there's the marks I've made. And yeah, I suppose they are as wide as those. But my doubt extends from the simple fact that you got 3 or 4 in line, and as I say, I've never seen a roe deer on any of my trail cam videos make anything like that. It's always been sweeping side to side on the tree or the branches. That's really weird. See, again, that could be just a single point of a horn, right enough. And there's the marks I made. focusing very well. Right. Okay, the audio might be a bit different because I've had to take the microphone off because the charge is gone on it. So what I'll do is I'm going to just continue trying to scratch with a horn. I suppose. Well, you see. Okay. That's the front of the snout. I suppose if it was to come like this, like that down, yes, it's possible. And then the other way, yeah, I guess so. I just haven't seen that happen in any of my videos. Of course, I can't on my trail cam videos. I can't discount it doesn't happen. It just means I haven't caught it yet on camera. The roe deer are usually about 30 inches at the shoulders anyway, so that's about there. So, I guess if the head was up here, that's where your first mark the horn, the antler would be, and then the rest here. So maybe it is a roe deer, right enough. So it was 18 quid to carry out this experiment. So it's possible those marks were made by a roe deer. The difficulty is that I've found marks similar to that before, but at the top there is clearly a fine incision leading into the marks, which you would expect if something was clawing at it, clawing at the surface of the tree. So it's a real nuisance. What I really need is for a roe deer to make a mark like that in front of one of my cameras, so I can say, yeah, it's roe deer doing that. As I say, if I find more marks, and at the top there's clearly fine incisions, then that throws it all into doubt again. Wow, little dead fall here. So let's go along here. I haven't been here for a while. Maybe we'll find something down here.